one. What's up? You rocking with Coach G of Prototype Athletics, and you tuned in to Inside the Huddle with Lead the G.
Back and better than ever, you've got the one and only Lead G right here at Kentucky Entertainment Studios, and this is another episode of Inside the Huddle. How you doing, folks? It's Friday. Let's walk right into the weekend. Billy, how you feeling, brother?
All right.
I'm wonderful, stupendous, tremendous. So happy to be right back here at Inside the Huddle. Shout out to Coach G of Prototype Athletics for that nice Inside the Huddle drop right there. See, we're expanding, Billy. You know, it's not just, your run-of-the-mill, we got the pick of the litter over here. So shout out to all our coaches and our athletes for showing us love and everything. Now, we've got a busy week to get to, don't we, Billy? Let's get right to it. What's up with Odell Beckham Jr.? As of today, he has been released by the Cleveland Browns, and I just don't know what's going on. As of this week, there was a 11-minute clip of him allegedly released by Odell Beckham Sr., his father, chronicling all of the times he's been open, overlooked, not had the ball thrown to him, not targeted, and I believe this situation has come to a head. Now, far be it from me to postulate on behalf of the Cleveland Browns. I think that franchise is regular, schmegular, degular. I think it's Reggie, and that's about all the disrespect I'm going to hurl at this time. But I do champion what's right, good, and just. And I believe that this justice that Odell Beckham is seeking is on its way. Why sit there and rot in the cupboard of Cleveland and you're not even getting targeted? I believe he was there for 29 games, only had 1,300 plus yards, only two 200-yard plus games. This is the great one-handed catcher, Odell Beckham. I mean, you got to throw him the ball. Now, I can't get betwixt all that drama because I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield. So, be that as it may, we'll see how that turns out. But today, the Cleveland Browns have released Odell Beckham. Now, keeping it aligned with NFL news, have you been keeping up with what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and up there in Green Bay with the whole COVID-19 protocol vaccination situation? If not, let's go right to the clip right here.
Vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and have made statements, owners who made statements. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
All right, let me just shoot straight right here. Whether you are vaccinated or whether you are not vaccinated, that is your prerogative. That's your personal choice. You have chosen to live with it, and I respect your decision either way. However, what you cannot do is be dishonest, be deceitful, deceptional. You can't be a Decepticon. Any other words that start with a D that insinuate not telling the truth. Aaron Rodgers with your Rodgers rates. I mean, here's the thing that I've gathered this week. From my friends in the media business who closely have covered Aaron Rodgers. He's entitled, he's arrogant, and he walks around with his nose in the air. Now, I don't care about him being a bad man, as Stephen A. Smith says. If he can fling the football, that's all well and good. But we praise him like he's Jesus in cleats, and he has one Super Bowl victory. Lots of people have one Super Bowl victory. Why do we exalt and herald Aaron Rodgers? Secondly, furthermore, I just don't get the dishonesty. Did you get the vaccine or not? Did you get the shots or not? I don't want to hear this crap about the immunization packet. What is that? Did you go to some special, witch house pharmacy that nobody else in the NFL has been privy to? I just don't like it. Aaron Rodgers will be missing this weekend for the Green Bay Packers, and that's going to be a detriment to his team. And I just don't respect it. I don't respect the dishonesty and the deception around the whole thing. Now, if you aren't vaccinated, it's fine with me. You're still my brother. If you are vaccinated, you're my brother. But what you can't do is be dishonest with your locker room. That I do not respect. Moving on. Speaking of locker room, the WWE locker room is a lot lighter these days with the press coming in about the releases in mass. Keith Lee? What? Are you serious? They released Keith Lee? I'm still basking in his glory from when I met him at the Orlando Live Event Theater in 2017, and he took a picture with me and Fish and Crenshaw P. And look, let's go down the list. Ember Moon, Karrion Kross, the Lucha House Party, Lucha, Nia Jax, Eva Marie, Mia Yim, which is Keith Lee's wife. What's going on? Lindsay Dorado, Grand Metalik, B-Fab, Harry Smith, Warnie Lorcan. I mean, here's the thing. I've been a fan of the WWE. I'm not even gonna say wrestling because wrestling is an all-encompassing unit, made up of territories, promotions. It's global. I've been a fan of WWE all of my life. And recently, within the last 5 years, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, has done an exceptional job at sitting at the helm of the NXT brand. You have Raw, you have SmackDown, and then you have the third brand, which is the yellow brand, NXT. It's the up-and-comers. It's the people that are on the rise. If I had to liken it to the NBA, the NXT is the G League. NXT is college basketball. It's the Duke in North Carolina, those guys who are just right there on the cusp, and the next year they'll be in the league. Well, that's what NXT was. Triple H was culminating, cultivating, and curating, I studied the whole C-section of the dictionary last night, the new breed and crop of WWE superstars, nationally and globally, bringing them back to the WWE, putting them into NXT developmental, and making a outstanding product. And now Vincent Kennedy McMahon, you old bastard, I do not like you, has ruined everything that Triple H has built since, 2016, over the last 5 years. And not only me, but the entire wrestling universe is just wrecking our brains trying to figure out what justifies this course of action. It makes no sense. Entertainment-wise, product-wise, I will be glad when the WWE no longer has any affiliation with the McMahons. And you heard that right here on Inside the Huddle. Billy, it drives me crazy. Jeez. All right, I need to calm down. I get pumped up when it comes to the wrestling. You see how passionate and fiery I get? Yeah. All right, in other news, this past week, the Atlanta Braves are your World Series champions, knocking off the Houston Rockets in 6 games. Billy, let's go right to the highlights right here. Garcia was warming up on the mound for the Astros, but didn't do any good. I mean, Atlanta was just a team of destiny this year. Weren't even supposed to be there. Got there, sat down at their reserve table, ordered creme brulee and moet, and just acted like they were supposed to be there and handle their business. Now, me as a Cincinnati Reds fan, I do not like the Atlanta Braves, as I said numerous times on this show, but I do certainly respect this win that they have pulled out and amassed. Billy, today while I was at work, I saw the clips of the Atlanta Braves. You know how when you win the championship, they have the ticker tape parade through downtown and all that. Well, the Atlanta Braves don't even play in the city of Atlanta. They play in Marietta, Cobb County. They're Atlanta adjacent. So the The championship parade came through downtown Atlanta today, and I'll show you. I need you to see. If we could get it on the show, I would have got it. The bus carrying the players was going like 35 miles an hour.
Oh,
you know, like when
we're out of here.
yeah, like the bus usually comes through and it'll be the hey, hey, look at us, and it'll stop and take. That bus was like like it had passengers to pick up at the bus stop at the next block. I mean, I don't know. Maybe since they were traveling through Atlanta, they had to conserve on gas. What about that? Had to get back to Cobb County. If you ever take a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia, you're gonna have to learn to respect some law and order with some hard times. We'll be serving hard times. You know the big boss man will make you walk the line. You better watch yourself or you'll be serving hard times. He carries a big stick, a ball and chain too. You look for some trouble and he'll be coming after you for some hard times. That's how I know about Cobb County, Georgia. The big boss man. All right, let me talk about something real quick. Today, I was getting trolled by some Atlanta Braves fans, Atlanta Falcons fans, Georgia Bulldogs fans. There was a clip on social media of Georgia Bulldog players on the sidelines discussing that they just beat Florida 34-7. One teammate was discussing to another, man, that's 7 points, man, that's too much. We can't be giving up 7 points, to Florida, that's too much. Because they think they're the SHI, rest. So I, being Lee the G, I tweeted the box score of the Kentucky and Georgia game where we scored 13 points. And I said something to the effect of, well, if 7 points is too much, explain Kentucky. Because Kentucky scored twice. Oh, they did not like that. I came back an hour later and checked my notifications, and I had like 32 ats. Yeah. So this is for you, sports girl SL, Savannah Lee from West Bubble, who knows what, Georgia. Get off my ball sack, okay? Just relax. When is the last time that Georgia has beat Alabama? When is the last time that Georgia has won the national championship? When is the last time that Georgia didn't get to the dance and lose? Please, my Georgia fans, let me know when Georgia was the national champion in football. Let me know when Georgia was actually any good in basketball. Huh? Let me know when the Atlanta Falcons have won a Super Bowl. Okay? The Atlanta Braves will win another World Series before Georgia wins a national championship in college football, okay? You take that, Savannah Lee, right up the hoo-ha. I can be petty. I can be petty, professional, and I can be a party. Speaking of a party, one time I was at the Spearmint Rhino. I looked up to order me another drink, and at the bar was Scottie Pippen. And Scottie Pippen has been in the news this week also, as we get right to that on Inside the Huddle. What's the deal? I mean, during the quarantine, there was The Last Dance chronicling the last year of the championship Chicago Bulls. And the narrative universally has been that was a Michael Jordan slob fest, if you know what I mean. His story, his opinions, his way, and it just doesn't accurately chronicle who the Chicago Bulls were. And I get that. I understand that. The championship Chicago Bulls who won 6, count them, 6 rings. It was not just Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Scottie Pippen was a huge contributing factor to that team, as well as Horace Grant, as well as John Paxson, Steve Kerr, the Worm Dennis Rodman. And you know who else I never hear talked about when they're talking about the Chicago Bulls? The head coach Phil Jackson. who also went on to win 5 more championship rings with other teams, with other players, preferably not named Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. So let's give Coach Phil Jackson his props too. But here's the thing that I have beef with. Here's what I got a problem with. Because during my basketball playing days, I wrote a letter to the Scottie Pippen fan club. And he wrote me back. Sent me an autographed 8x10 and autographed one of my basketball cards that I sent him. Sent me a letter of encouragement. My mom loved it. I was really big on Scottie Pippen. And I thought it was pretty cool that I saw him at the Spearmint Rhino out there in Athens, Boonesboro. But you've lost my respect, sir. You do not continuously stay in the headlines by throwing Air Jordan under the bus. Now, I know that you are the key factor that made him ascend to championship status. We know when you got there in 87, the Bulls won in 91. We know that that goes directly back to the chemistry between you and Air Mike. But let me remind you of something. You got there in 87. 87, from 87 down to 1984, Air Jordan was Air Jordan already. He was averaging 28 and 30 and single-handedly taking that Chicago Bulls team with Orlando Woolridge and Oakley. He was taking that team to the playoffs. Now, they weren't winning, but he was already who he was. So I just don't want you, Scottie Pippen, number 33, with the dents in your head when you cut your hair all the way down. I just don't want you to get too disrespectful because it sounds bitter and it sounds unbecoming. And I, sir, would not be interested in losing any more respect for you, okay? Let's not bite back. Let's not do that. What we will not do is throw our former teammates under the bus. It's unbecoming. It's crass. I've been waiting to say that. That's my favorite word. It's crass. Keeping in tune with basketball news, our friend and dear family member of the show, Frankfort, Kentucky's own Brooklyn Miles, made her college basketball debut this past week for the Tennessee Vols. And here we go. After the rebound, she kicks it over to Brooklyn Miles. One dribble, up, and Brooklyn for the 2. Shame on you when you step through to Brooklyn. Zuh. Shame on you when you step through to Brooklyn. Zuh. Go get that greatness, Brooklyn. Hey, you know what? I'm turned up. I'm turned up. Tomorrow, the Kentucky Wildcats host the Tennessee Volunteers at Kroger Field, 7 p.m. Be there. I'm Lee the G. That's Billy. This is Inside the Huddle. Thanks for tuning in. Click, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff, all right? Keep it locked right here. Follow us on Twitter, Inside the Huddle. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and all that kind of stuff, all right? My phone's ringing, so I gotta go, all right?